Let's shake them all up, get the iron powder evenly dispersed, and then we'll connect it up to the power supply and see what we get. This one's the hardest one to shake up. You'll see that it gets funny patterns in it. Okay, and this one's the easiest one because there's lots of things through it, so it stirs it up really quickly. Okay, so let's look at the centre one first. So we'll need to connect it up. So we'll just connect the alligator clips to the posts. That's actually connected to a little Morse code tapping key, which when I press it, the current flows, and that's just sitting off to the side. And I think we'll zoom in a little bit so I can see what's happening. That'll probably do. And we'll start the current flowing. Now I'll just press it down for a short period of time, just a few seconds, because we've got around 5 amps flowing and this copper wire is fairly thin and it warms up pretty quickly. So just a few seconds each time I press down the Morse code tapper key. Okay, so we can see something happen there. We're starting to get the iron powder start to form circles around that wire. Press it down again for a little bit. And again. Okay, not much is happening, so we'll stop there and let's examine what we've actually got. So we can see that the iron powder further out is still pretty evenly dispersed, but as we move in closer we start to see it form circles around the copper wire that's running through the centre there. So what's this actually indicating? We've got a current flowing down through the acrylic plate, and the iron powder there is going to align with the magnetic field lines. So what we can surmise from this is we're actually getting magnetic field lines that are circular, actually around the coil that's going through the plate. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Let's look at another one. We'll just disconnect the terminals off there. And I'll put this off to the side so we can have a look at it at the end. We'll have a look at just the coil of copper wire. There's about 15 turns on this. I'll connect up the terminals. Okay, I'll probably zoom in a little closer on this one. And we'll press the Morse code tapper key and see what happens. Here we go. Oh wow. Okay, I'll just press it again. Okay, let's see what's happened. Well, we can see that the iron powder's lined up down the centre here, and then we're still getting this sort of circular shape around. Let's just have a look, remember what it looks like, where it's going through the plate there. And we're starting to get some circular shapes, especially up close. You can see that it's forming circles, and then it's sort of an offset circle here, and on the other side. So what's this indicating? So magnetic field lines are straight down the centre and then they're starting to curve off and then start to form circles close, and these ones are running out, and then we've got this evenly distributed powder at the edges. Okay, well let's look at the third one, see what that looks like. Just disconnect the I'll bring in this coil, we'll zoom out a little bit. Just remember what this one looks like. It was a set of 5 coils, and each one of these has about 15 turns on it. Now, it's a little bit dark, so I've got a light source on the side here. I'll just bring it in a little bit closer. That brings up the contrast. And we'll connect the power supply to the terminals. And, okay, we'll press the Morse tapper key and see what happens. Okay, so we can see down the centre here we've got the iron powder lining up, and it's curving at the edges. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. And I'll just move the demonstration around so we can have a look at what's happening. So we can see some detail there. We can see that it's curving right round this end, and then as it goes along the coils it seems to go in and out right along the edge there. And at the other end Still getting a bit of looping around the edge here, but it's not joining up. Okay, so we'll zoom back out. Just have a quick look at all the displays again. So our 5 coils. We can compare that to the single coil, and there's some definite similarities there. It's got through the centre of the coils, we have them lining up, and curvature at the ends, but it's just happening at the ends, and something different's happening along the edge there. And then just have a look at the first one we looked at, which was the big square coil, and we can see that this one's actually forming a large circle round here. And then if we do look carefully on this, we can see that down through the centre of the coil, they are actually lining up a little straighter here. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed these 3 magnetic field demonstrations, and I look forward to chatting with you again in another Uniserve Physics podcast.